We are learning that the politics over Ram Mandir consecration ceremony is in fact intensifying. Leader Udit Raj, Congress leader, has now fired a Manuvad taunt. He said that Manuvad in fact is returning after 500 years. So that is a scathing jibe that the Congress leader Udit Raj has thrown towards the central government, saying that Manuvad is finally coming back after 500 years. We'll try to understand the context behind it with our reporter. But right now what we have to tell our viewers is that politics over Ram Mandir consecration ceremony is continuing, with Congress leader Udit Raj now coming to the fore and passing on a Manuvad taunt at the centre. We have CNN News 18's Pallavi Go joining us on the phone line. Pallavi, a very good morning to you, a very happy new year. Could you tell us at this point of time, what does the opposition stance look like and what does this Manuvad taunt mean?
Happy New Year to you and to all our viewers too. This is in sync with a thought process within a section of the Congress party, which thinks that the Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha ceremony on 22nd is only an attempt to politicize on what should be ideally only something about Astha or the religious beliefs. Now, Udit Raj comes in from the Dalit community. Manuvad is supposed to be a sense of entitlement, a Brahminical tradition, and what he's talking about is that essentially this is the entire ceremony and the way it is being projected and the kind of euphoria over Ram Mandir is only going to establish the supremacy of the entitled or the Brahminical class. And that is what he's objecting to. But this, of course, has the potential of once more backfiring on the Congress party.
Definitely. And all right, Pallavi, I have another question for you. As far as this entire tussle and rift within the opposition looks like, can we expect any breakthrough coming in at this point of time between these opposition alliances as far as their stand on attending the consecration ceremony on January 22nd is concerned?
I think the TMC and the left, as we all know, has made it pretty much clear on why they want to skip it. That's their political ideology. For parties like the NCP, for the RJD, the Hindi belt particularly, skipping the Ram Mandir issue will be tough. But more than that, the fact that they are part of the India Front Alliance, and in the case the main party or with a national footprint like the Congress also decides to skip it, Congress will incur opposition, will incur criticism from the BJP, and that could have an impact on overshadowing the politics of RJD, JDU and so on, and even the Samajwadi Party. I don't think they would want the Congress party to want to skip it. As of now, the Congress is keeping cards very close to their chest. They don't want to reveal what is going to be their plan. Different voices within the Congress party certainly seems to be suggesting that we should be ready to face the possibility of the Congress party either not being there or planning to take a delegation or lead a delegation after the 22nd.
Right. Pallavi, we'll request you to please stay with us. We'll discuss this in depth, but right now we have some reactions coming in on the same. Let's take a look at that first.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರೀ ಹಿಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಪುಲ್ವಾಮಾ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರು ಈಗ ರಾಮನ ಫೋಟೋ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಜನ ದಡ್ರಿಲ್ಲ ಎರಡು ಬಾರಿ ಮೂರ್ಖರಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೂರನೇ ಸರಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಭರವಸೆ
ಲೋಕಸಭಾ ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ
ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ರಘುಮೂರ್ತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಹಿಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಶೇಖರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ರಾಮ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ದೇವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನಾಂಗಕ್ಕೂ ದೇವರು ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಭೇದ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲ ಹೌದು ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಬಂದ ಗಿಮಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಡೈವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ದೇಶ ಇವತ್ತು ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕವಾಗಿ ಭಾಳ ನಂಬ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಓಟನ್ನು ಎಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಚಾರ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರಪ್ಪ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು ರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಪುಲ್ವಾಮಾ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಪಾಪ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜನ ಮರಳೋಗಿ ಭಾಳ ದೇಶ ಕಾಪಾಡ್ತಾರಂತ ಹೋಗ್ರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಸತ್ರು.
We have BJP's Nalin Kohli joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Kohli, thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18. Would like to ask you that this Manuvad comment has come in from Congress leader Udit Raj towards your government. How would you react to that?
I think before we get into the detail of the comment, we should understand who's saying it. Mr. Udit Raj was one who entered the administrative service, got into politics, became an MP, has had opportunity to work. Now perhaps he has no agenda except raise controversial statements because he's unable to take on the work of Prime Minister Modi's government. In 10 years, let's face the facts, India has moved under Prime Minister Modi from the 10th largest to the 5th largest economy. It's absolutely today one of the brightest spots on economic development, on infrastructure, on social parameters. You've got 50 crore accounts for the poorest of the poor, financial inclusion, money going directly into the account, 80 crore people get food grains. A lot of work is done on health, infrastructure, education, all. So when you attack a government on the work that it does under a mission of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas, then what do? Create controversies to create a political space. That's what he's probably done. Now, why he's done it and what is his politics, he has to decide. But Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the others who say, when it comes to elections, that, we are Hindus and etc., and all, it'll be interesting to note what the Nehru-Gandhi family says on this comment. Do they agree with it? Do they denounce it? Is this how they see India in the 21st century? Here, Prime Minister Modi and the BJP are talking about a new India, an aspirational India. On the first day of the new year, when everyone looks at hope, now that we'll have a good year ahead, India is growing ahead, you have a comment like this, which is based on something 5,000 years ago. So it only shows the mindset of the person who's speaking. Right. So I think with that context, people should note that comment.
Right, but Mr. Kohli, your government is currently being blamed for politicizing this entire event. The opposition is in fact saying that you are going to milk out of the religious sentiment of the people for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections in this year, in fact. How are you going to respond to those charges as well?
Well, those people who are raising this charge have to also answer the counter charge. That why did they believe that Lord Ram is imaginary, a figment of the imagination? Is this not what the Congress party in the UPA government put in its affidavit before the Supreme Court? So therefore, what is it that they did for the Ram temple, for Lord Ram? Did they not stand in the court and say that delay this for further? This is a magnificent temple which is related to the faith of crores of people. And the people who are now attacking Prime Minister Modi and the BJP must clearly answer. How do they react to their leaders talking about Hindu or Sanatan Dharma being worse than a disease? How do they behave about their alliance partners, questioning Goddess Saraswati? Where is all the brains gone or the knowledge gone for one who criticizes Goddess Saraswati? So this is a direct question to them.
But Mr. Kohli,
they run down.
Right.
Sorry?
Yeah, but Mr. Kohli, last question. I wanted to ask you, if your government is not politicizing this event, let's say, then the opposition is asking who gave your party the authority to send out the invitations. How would you respond to that question?
It's not about your party. I think it is a larger thing you need to understand. Every temple has a temple management committee. Those who have been associated with the movement and those who have been associated with Lord Ram's temple are the ones who will manage it today. They will send out the invitations. Now, do you want a temple as magnificent as Lord Ram's temple not to be managed like other temples? What do they want? So you can't have it both ways. The opposition is trying to create politics. The BJP is not. The opposition has no agenda against Prime Minister Modi's leadership and his government's work over the last 5 years from 19 to 24 and 14 to 19. So therefore, they are raising these issues.
All right, Mr. Kohli, thank you so much for speaking to CNN News 18 and putting your perspective across. CNN News 18 wishes you a very happy new year as well.